Welcome to yet another episode of Debunking Homosexuality Myth, Ending Homophobia in Uganda and in the world. In this episode, I'm going to concentrate on the need to decriminalize homosexuality not only in Africa but throughout the world. My name is Kato Mukasa, a Ugandan lawyer, a human rights activist, and a defender of vulnerable people, including gay people in my country and elsewhere in the world. Today, I'll talk about the important issue of the laws that make it criminal to be a gay person in Africa and in the Arab world and in the other world where such hate is seen. In many African countries, it must be noted that anti-homosexuality laws were brought by our colonial masters for the sake of Uganda, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Nigeria, Malawi, and many other countries. The laws that criminalize homosexuality were introduced by our masters, the British. For Uganda's case, the laws were introduced through the Penal Code Act, which initially was the Indian Penal Code. In all these laws, it's criminal to be homosexual in these countries, and it attracts not only life imprisonment but also a death penalty in so many countries, killed through stoning. Now, as a lawyer, I find these kinds of punishments outrageous, and it's my clarion call that these laws throughout the world should be changed for the better, because, as I've said in my previous discussions, homosexuality is not something that is learned in school. It's not something that is forced on people. It's natural. Why should someone be killed for loving differently? I should note that our history has shown that homosexuals have made a contribution to our world. We know, for example, that great people such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Sir Francis Bacon, Alan Turing, King James I of England, King Frederick the Great, King Hedwig of Bavaria, Oscar Wilde, D.H. Lawrence, Robert de Montesquieu, John Maynard Keynes, the famous economist, Leonardo da Vinci, Piotr Sokołowski, great composer, and our own kings in Africa, including King Kabaka Mwanga of Buganda, were homosexuals. And we know that all these great people have made a contribution to our world. Therefore, it does not make sense if we continue witch-hunting gay people in the world. We must work towards decriminalizing homosexuality. We must work towards having fair laws that allow our people to exist in peace. In Uganda today, we continue seeing people getting killed because they are homosexuals. Many of my colleagues have been killed or imprisoned because they are homosexuals. I am not a homosexual. I'm a lawyer who has defended homosexuals in my country, but I've faced the same wrath my brothers and sisters face for exercising their rights. As a lawyer, I go to law school to study and defend people. I don't need to know whether they are homosexuals or not. My work is to defend these people, to have their rights. It's therefore important that as a people, as a peace-loving people, we defend rights of those who are different from us, of the minorities of this world. Gay rights are properly enshrined in the Universal Declaration for Human Rights, which guarantees, among others, equal treatment, non-discrimination, and the right to life. Therefore, it's wrong for militant Christians, evangelicals, to demand that these rights are taken away. It's wrong for extreme Islamic militants to demand that gay people should be killed. It's wrong for the Church of England. It's wrong for the church anywhere in the world. It's wrong for the mosques to discriminate gay people. It's wrong for hospitals, for schools, for prisons to discriminate people because they love differently. I believe that we are all born with equal rights, and I believe that homosexuals are not made, are born. It's therefore important to look at countries that are making progress, countries like Argentina, where the Senate recently passed a gay marriage right, which gives them right for same-sex couple to adopt children, couples to have artificial insemination, but also to have a life free from discrimination. Countries like Scotland, countries like England, and some states in the United States have given liberty to people who are gay, and we need to borrow a riff from these countries and learn from the better things they have done for their countries. It's therefore important that we learn from the good things done in these countries, the cases such as that of Malawi, which is Stephen Mongeza and Tiwonge Chibalanga, where, having been sentenced for 14 years in prison doing hard labor on charges of homosexuality, activists such as Peter Tatchell intervened, and the president of Malawi, President Bingu, and then the Secretary of UN, Ban Ki-moon, made sure that the law was waived for this case. And these two people, Stephen Mongeza and Tiwonge Chibalanga, were pardoned through a presidential pardon. The Church of Scotland has had its own piece of dogfight over the same question of gay rights, as clergy have been divided over the issue of rights. Whereas some people think it's fine to have a gay clergy, other people still think this is a taboo. The Rolling Stone in Uganda published names of gay people, including lawyers, including activists that supported gay people to have rights. These are violations which must be punished.